Hello friends, this video on electrostatic potential part 19 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 18 before going ahead with part 19. All about potential energy of a system of charges. Now let us look at potential energy in an external field. Let us suppose if you have a charged particle, and if you place that charged particle in an external field, I mean that field is not produced by the charged particle. That field is produced by some other particle or some other source which we don't know. We just know that there is an electric field which is already existing, and you put a charged particle or you put a point charge in that electric field. So what will happen to the potential energy of that point charge? So let us suppose that these field lines represent an external electric field. Let us suppose this is an external electric field and we have a point charge, say Q1, which we bring from infinity to some point, say P. Let us call this point as P. So we bring this charge particle from infinity to some point P, which is in the electric field of some external sources. I mean, we don't know which source produced this electric field. It is some external electric field. So how do we calculate the potential energy of this charge particle, that is Q1, in this external electric field? So here we assume two things. Firstly, so one assumption is, so what are our assumptions here? One assumption is the standard assumption that potential at infinity is equal to 0. The second assumption is that the electric field of charge Q does not bother this electric field. Electric field of Q1 doesn't bother the external electric field E. Right? That means in a way we are assuming that this Q1 is a small charge which doesn't have a prominently high electric field of its own. So we are neglecting the electric field of charge Q1. So now we say that this is the external electric field E. So corresponding to this electric field, there will be an electric potential, let us say V. So now let us calculate the work done to bring Q1 from infinity to point P. So what would be the work done? That will be equal to the magnitude of the charge into potential difference, that is potential at P minus potential at infinity. Now this is 0. So this becomes Q1 into potential at point P. Now what would be the potential at point P? The potential at point P will be equal to, let us suppose, some value V, which is the potential corresponding to this electric field E. I mean that external electric field is E. So corresponding to that electric field there will be some potential. So let us call that potential as V. So this will be equal to V. Therefore, now let us say that this V, so what can we say? What was this? This was nothing but potential energy. So we can say that potential energy is equal to the magnitude of the charge times the potential at that point. This potential is a function of R because the potential at different points will be different. So this potential V of R denotes the potential at point P, which is denoted by R from the origin. I mean R represents the position vector of point P. Let us suppose if I say that, let us assume I consider this as my coordinate axis. Let us suppose this is my origin. So the position vector of this point P is denoted by R. So it says that the potential at any point R multiplied by the charge gives the potential energy at any point in an external electric field on a single point charge. Right? Now let us look at the potential energy in an external field due to a system of two charges. Now let us suppose you have two charges, say Q1 and Q2. So what would be the potential energy now? Now let us look at it. So again in this case also let us suppose we bring, there are two charges Q1 and Q2. So let us suppose first we bring Q1 from infinity to some point, say P. Let us call this point as P. So what would be U1? U1 is the potential energy of charge Q1. that is work done to bring Q1 from infinity to point P. So this will be equal to magnitude of Q1 into potential difference, that is potential at P minus potential at infinity. Potential at infinity is 0, therefore this becomes Q1 into potential at P. So this becomes equal to Q1 into potential at R1. Let us suppose that we consider this as the coordinates, right? And let us suppose we denote the position of this RP, point P by R1. So we say that this will be equal to the potential energy of the first particle. Now let us calculate the potential of the energy of the second particle. So what would be the work done to bring Q2 from infinity to point Q? Let us call this point as Q. So what will be the work done in this case? This case also it would be the charge Q2 into the potential difference, that is potential at Q minus potential at infinity. This is again equal to 0. So this will be Q2 into potential, which is a function of R2. Right? But in this case, there is also a work done to bring from infinity to P2. Now, when you bring, in this case, there is another term which is involved. When you calculate the potential at Q, there is another potential due to this charge Q1, right? So when you say this VQ is because of this, that is the external field, plus there is the potential at Q due to P, right? So we will consider that as well. So it becomes V of R2 plus K into Q1 divided by, let us suppose this distance is R12. So this is R12. So this becomes the potential energy for the second charge. Therefore, what is the net potential energy? Therefore, the net potential energy is equal to U1 plus U2, that is equal to Q1 into V of R1 plus Q2 into V of R2 plus K into Q1 into Q2 divided by R12. So this is the net potential energy of a system of two charges in an external field. So these values come from the external field and these values come from the other charges which are present in the system, right? Okay. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.